Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about economics and crypto and lots of other fun things. As always, a free way you can support this channel. Turn on that notification button, smash up that like button, leave a comment in the comment section. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already, always for the algorithm. But okay, let's go ahead and dive on into this. I'm just going to be upfront with you right now. I don't see many or maybe even any reason to right now be bearish. There's no reason in general with crypto right now. It makes sense. It logically makes sense to be a bull. And just to recap, the last 6 months from April until June, I was not saying to DCA and to buy the dip. I was saying to wait. And other people were preaching DCA by the dip. That's fine. Okay. They will have ended up winning. But in August, I said now is the time to buy altcoins. And a big thing that I noticed, and this was from a Benjamin Cohen, 10 minutes of a Benjamin Cohen video that I watched, where he said when Bitcoin dominance peaked, most of you would become Bitcoin maximalists. And I noticed something similar to that, where sentiment on altcoins was so low that it just made sense. This is the time to buy altcoins. And even if it's a Ponzi, even if it's a scam, even if it's only going to be a dead cat bounce, it makes sense to be a buyer of altcoins right now. And what I'm sensing 40 days later, after I first made my now is the time to buy altcoins video, my first one at least, is a sentiment shift to where people are getting really excited about altcoins, and they're kind of leaving meme coins behind for a little bit. I mean, people are still dabbling with meme coins. I'm still dabbling with meme coins, but what they want is altcoins. They want utility. They want to find something that's about to break out. And we've seen this slow trickle of cryptocurrencies break out. We've seen Aave has already hit a 2024 high. Sui has broken out, done a 702 retrace. Tau has also broken out, done a 702 retrace. We've seen Reef. Helium has done a 702 retrace from its previous high. I would really like to see some of these break through their 702 retraces, and that it's not just a retrace, but a new 2024 high at least. And we're seeing more and more. We're seeing slowly. I think it's going to be a slow and then very sudden thing. So today, somebody came on my live stream and told me that that Cello had broken out, and it's up 25% last I saw. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, now it's Cello's turn, and then it's going to be another cryptocurrency's turn. And then all of a sudden, that list is going to be incredibly small of cryptos that I'm willing to buy. I'm not willing to buy any cryptos that have already done a 702 retrace. I've already bought Sui. I've already owned Tau. I'm good with those. I had never bought Reef, but I'm not willing to at this point. I think it hit a new all-time high. Now, Cello is still has plenty of room to go higher, but that move was encouraging. IMX is doing very well. There's a lot of altcoins that they're slowly but surely getting on my list of cryptocurrencies that I won't want to buy any more of, that the risk to reward is not in favor of that. Now, does that mean that they've already peaked? No, that does mean that there's a small chance that all of those cryptocurrencies have already peaked. 5% chance, but there's other ones that are still looking fantastic right now. I'd rather buy those in terms of risk to reward. Now, in terms of am I a bull? I've already said I'm a bull. Now is a time to be bullish. There will be a time to be bearish. There may be a time when I'm a bear, but a large majority of people are bulls. But here's what you do. You buy the dip. Okay, there's plenty of cryptocurrencies. Optimism is one that's just in a very clean uptrend, putting in slightly higher highs, slightly higher lows. It's just slowly climbing, building up a good base. And you buy the dip, because here is something, here's something you need to know. This is the most basic thing that you need to know about trading. Always, always, always look for what direction the market is going. Is it putting in higher highs and higher lows, or lower highs and lower lows, or is it just in a range? Right now, a large majority of altcoins have exited their downtrends, and they are either flat or they're in uptrends. And so now is when you buy the dip, because here's what is very unlikely to happen anytime soon, especially in October, is for a lot of these altcoins to put in lower lows. Okay, so I was describing this on my live stream. I'm going to do this terribly here, but if you follow my finger, for those of you listening and you're not watching, whatever, it's okay. You follow my finger. All right, high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now let's say that first low was around the chord here. The chances in an uptrend that this next low is going to be lower than the chord is very unlikely. This is a simple thing about investing. This is the most simple thing about investing. And then when you do eventually see that lower low, there's a chance now that we're going to start a new downtrend. But for these altcoins right now, because they're so new in these uptrends, the chances are that we still have plenty of time, months even, of uptrend, and who knows how high these uptrends are going to go. For some of them, they're just going to end at a blow off top, but we have months, worst case weeks. We have plenty of time for an uptrend to take shape, for higher highs and higher lows. And so what do? You buy the dip. I know this is elementary stuff. For some of you, maybe this is exactly what you need to hear, but I suspect, all right, for the rest of this month, October, can't wait for October, starts on Tuesday of next week. We have a few days left. I would expect a higher low to be forming on a lot of these altcoins. Maybe some of them haven't put in higher highs yet, so they'll get to higher highs and then higher low. And around the time of the higher low is when I'm going to be evaluating, is now a good time to be buying? And for a lot of the altcoins, I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm not concerned about any dips for the rest of the week. I would assume that there's not going to be any crashes. And then Saturday and Sunday, that's when the CME futures is closed, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So I'm not expecting anything extraordinary to happen on Sunday. And then next week, maybe Monday, September 30th, maybe October 1st, I think we're going to start seeing some good upward movement again for a lot of these altcoins. Or a scenario, remember what was the worst day in August? It was when Bank of Japan raised rates. And then we also saw a negative unemployment report. And then September, what was the worst day of September? It was also September 5th, which is when we saw a decent unemployment report, but a lot of revisions that made previous unemployment reports not look as good. And so it was really scary at that time. Maybe that's around the time that Stochastic would bottom out, the next unemployment report. Whenever that is, I don't know if it's the first week of October or the first full week of October, so the second week of October. I don't know when it is, but maybe around that time, that's when we would see a higher low form. And then remember 2020, October 11th of 2020 is when things started shooting off like crazy, starting with Bitcoin. So maybe we go into October for a week and we see opportunities to buy. I'm not taking my chances. I want to be pretty much, I am mostly in right now, but I want to be with whatever dry powder I have left. I want to just pretty much be locked in by October 1st. But that's my expectation. Either first week of October, we're just ready to go, or we get through the unemployment report. Maybe it's negative. Maybe there's some revisions from previous months that send things down for a bit, and then we'll be ready to take off like a rocket. I'm open to any possibility. All that I can tell you is here's what I'm expecting for October. Somewhere between a 15 and a 30% climb in October, a new all-time high for Bitcoin in October, and perhaps a peak even at $80,000. And then if it peaks at $80,000, we could see a double top or a triple top in November, December, something like that. I don't know, but I think that will be in a perfect environment for Bitcoin dominance to plummet and for altcoins to go crazy. This recent excitement in altcoins is going to be the last thing that I'll say. Think about this. That was on a 1% move down in Bitcoin dominance. So what is coming for us as we see Bitcoin dominance go down 10% or 15%, maybe even 20%? lots of excitement. But anyway, that is all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of your week. I will most certainly be seeing you in another video. Peace.